Welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Judy Taylor, President of the Habersham County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us. My guests today include Lisa Downs Smith and Irene Bynum with All About Monroe, the Member of the Month, and Caroline Black Llewellyn with J. Moore Farms. So stay tuned for all of it. And my first guests are Lisa and Irene. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you, Judy, for having us.
Thank you for being on. And your business is just so exciting when I talk about it, and I think everybody will be interested in hearing about All About Monroe. And Irene, I'll just start with you. Tell us a little bit about your backgrounds in the salon spa industry.
Okay, well, briefly, Judy, I've been around a long time, but I've been in the spa and salon industry for about 20 years, serving Rabun County, Habersham, and up in the...
when you were a baby.
Well, yeah, when I was a baby. But look, All About Monroe's made me look so good. But anyway, but no, I'm just blessed and fortunate that my path has met with Lisa and Cindy, her mom, who are the owners of the medical spa and salon, and they brought me on board to be their spa director and manager, and I get to do what I love, which is create the protocols and the menus and kind of drive what we do on a day-to-day basis with the salon and the spa, and I just love this industry. So.
Well, you're good, both of you. You're good at it, I know that. And something that is just really sets, in my opinion, sets your business apart from most salons and spas. You are a medical spa.
Yes.
So I want either one of you to talk to the audience about your medical part of it, your medical spa.
Well, a medical spa is different than a day spa per se. There's day spas all over the place, which you can go in and get massage facials, what we call a fluff and buff facial, where you're going to get hydrated and cleansed. A medical spa will take your facials to a deeper level where it's more transforming, because we are using medical grade products and procedures that have to be under the direction and supervision of a medical team. Lisa is a registered nurse, and she's a master cosmetologist, so she's bringing all that to the table, and we are under the directorship of a medical director who writes all of our protocols and is there doing treatments.
Now, am I right that he is a doctor?
He's a surgeon.
Yes.
He's a board certified surgeon.
He's an MD.
An MD, Dr. Stephen Gerard, and he is the one that helps write the medical protocols that we follow on the medical side. But what sets us apart, and Lisa can elaborate a little bit more on this, and this is her concept because I've not seen anything like it in my 20 years, but we do have a full-blown salon that does everything from the nails all the way to the lash extensions, the spray tanning, the full-service hair, the blow-dry bar, so that we can offer that to our med spa patients when they're coming in for transforming procedures. We can give them the total package. We can hook them up with the right mineral makeup to go with whatever they need to have for their skin types, the skin care. So we can give them the complete package under one roof.
Now, you have so many different services there. Let's talk a little more detail about your different services. And I don't care which one does.
Well, I want her to highlight, she has been trained by some of the best injection specialists in the country. So I want her to talk a little bit about what she can do with the face and transforming somebody in a non-surgical way. So people need to know that we can do that here in Demorest.
Well, my mother and I are really a team when it comes to this because of her vast knowledge of skincare and facial and all that. And that plays really well with one another, whereas I know the anatomy under the skin. She's really good about the skin like on the surface. So what she does and I do, she'll analyze your skin with a machine called the Pair. That's step number one for all the ladies that come to us, or gentlemen that want to see what do they need, what are their problematic areas. And it will show you down to the very pore, this machine does. It goes so deep into the core. And then what we say, we analyze it, and we look on the screen as just your face, and we say, well, what are some of your issues? And once we see the issues, we can then diagnose, what they need, whether it be the Botox, the fillers, lasering procedures, or microneedling. Because we've found sometimes that the microneedling would actually be better for them than a laser service. Now, laser acts fast, but it's all about knowing what does well with what they're wanting to achieve. Microneedling is a resurfacing of collagen in the skin. It allows you basically to be reborn again. And we say that in all honesty because there's so many aspects of it. You could do traditional microneedling, which is just bringing the collagen to the surface. It's done with tiny needles in a little capsule that she goes over your skin with. And then there's also the PRP facial, which is known as, it's like the PRP facelift. They take your blood from your arm and your own, and we spin it for about 5 minutes and get all the nice richness of the blood, the plasma, to the top. We then smear that over your face while we're needling your face, and that allows the skin not only to bring the collagen, but you're putting collagen back in and all these properties to healing agents to make the skin tighten and brighten. It is phenomenal, and anybody can Google it. I'm a big Googler. It is what it does. It says what it does.
It's actually a stem cell regenerative service.
Yes.
And stem cell regeneration is one of the biggest phases right now, or crazes, if you want to say that, in med spa, because it's actually your tissue that's regenerating the youthful appearance instead of putting a lot of chemicals in your face. So we are doing that at All About Monroe.
Okay, let's go a little bit deeper now. I know that you have special foot care for diabetics.
We do. I am, part of my background is I'm a retired nail tech, but I do go into service every now and then when we need it. But I'm a diabetic specialist. I was one of the first in the area because you do have to treat diabetic feet differently than you do the average foot care. And so we are a safe place for people with diabetes or foot issues to come to, because everybody should be careful where they're getting pedicures, especially with those types of issues.
So you give them a pedicure.
You can get a pedicure. A lot of diabetics think they can't get pedicures, but we do it with the full knowledge of, we do the questionnaire, we find out before they even sit in our chair what kind of issues they have going on. Sure. So that shows us how we need to alter the service to suit their medical needs.
And something that is just rampant these days, it seems as if, is doesn't sound very pleasant, but it's toenail fungus.
Nail fungus, which that can run in any age group. It knows no social boundaries. It just happens. And we do a laser treatment for that now. We were one of the first med spas in the area to have that laser that actually has that protocol that can zap that nail fungus. I've been looking for a cure for nail fungus for years.
A lot
and so a lot of clients are now starting to see that we can get rid of that with a few treatments, like 2 to 3 treatments, depending on how severe it is.
This is so interesting.
Yeah, and we're just happy to, we're serving about a 6-county radius now. I've been doing some market research on where people are coming from, and we're hitting 6 counties now with our client base.
Well, after this TV show, you'll probably hit 9 or 10 counties.
We'll take it.
So tell everybody what days you're open, what hours you're open.
Well, to make it easy, we're open Mondays, Wednesdays from 9 to 5, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays we are open from 9 to 2. But we will always make sure this is known, we do offer extended hours upon request and availability. Yes.
And we do spa parties by reservation, and we'll alter our hours for them as well if it's a big group.
Do you go? Will you go to the place?
No, we want them to come to us.
They have to come.
They have to come to us.
They have to come to you for a spa party.
Yeah.
And as far as getting an appointment, there's several options. You can do a traditional phone call, which is just 706-839-7975. Or you can also go on our website, which is allaboutmonroellc.com, to book your online appointment. You can also go on our Facebook page and make an appointment as well. But that's 3 ways you can get us.
Right.
So.
And if people forget your number, they can always go to the Habersham Chamber website and pull up All About Monroe. Because if they forget it, it's always there.
Or Google us.
Yes, or Google you, right. But thank you, ladies, so much for being on Chamber Chat. Best of luck with your fairly new business.
Thank you for having us, Judy.
We're going to take a short commercial break. Please stay with us. We will be right back.
Something I really like people to think about is the fact that we do genuinely care about our customers.
We have that one-on-one connection and that one-on-one individuality.
Everybody knows who you are, who you're kin to. My name is Christina Bennett. I work as a customer care specialist for Windstream.
My name is Jerry Bradford. I'm a retail consultant in the Dahlonega retail store.
Our commitment is simple: provide a best-in-class customer experience through our network and our people.
Thank you for staying with us. My next guest is Summer Dunham, Director of Public Relations with Goodwill of North Georgia and the August Member of the Month. Welcome, Summer.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on Chamber Chat, and congratulations on Goodwill being the Member of the Month.
Thank you. We're very excited.
Well, there are a lot of reasons that Goodwill was selected, but I would say the major reasons are the work that Goodwill does in job placement and workforce development. And you know, so many people don't think of you that way. They think of you as a place to give donations and a place to go buy inexpensive clothing and other articles. But you do so much in job placement and workforce development. So, with that said, tell us about the mission of Goodwill.
Sure, I'd love to. The mission of Goodwill is to put people to work, and we've been doing that here in North Georgia for over 90 years. And it's a good kept secret because many people are familiar with our stores and our donation centers, and maybe they don't think about what happens to those items after they drop them off. But you mentioned our stores. When you donate items to Goodwill, they're sold in our stores, and the funds from those sales go right back into the community in job placement services and skills training programs, career centers, and all kinds of interesting training programs.
That is such a wonderful concept.
It is.
The model of bring Goodwill the things that you really aren't using anymore, and then you take it and you sell it at a very inexpensive price.
Right.
You're doing the people a favor. They get things very reasonably, very reasonably priced, and then it goes to put people to work.
Right, so it keeps things out of the landfills, and it might be trash to you, but it's a treasure to somebody else. So you never know what you're going to find. And when you walk through our stores, they're clean and they're organized and they're brightly lit, and there's amazing things you can find.
I can attest to that.
That's right.
I can.
I was just at the store here in Cornelia today, and I couldn't believe how many wonderful things there were. I bought all kinds of stuff for my little kids, great deals. So yeah, when you've got things you no longer need, don't throw them away. Bring them to Goodwill and let us put them to good use.
And also, Goodwill is one of the few places I know that will take things like computers, and I'm not sure how you phrase that, but...
Right, so we have a recycling electronics program where if you bring us your computers or hard drives or things like that, they're responsibly broken down and recycled. So you don't want to throw a computer away and then risk it being found by somebody and maybe there's some personal items on there. So you can bring them to Goodwill and we'll take care of those for you.
That is a good thing.
It is, yes.
Because there are not that many places to recycle.
They're not. There's a cost involved in a process, so that's something that we do for our customers to make sure that we can responsibly recycle electronics.
Well, let's talk about your services.
Sure.
Your services in the placement center. Is that what you call it? Career
Center.
Career
correct.
Center.
Yes.
So let's talk about your services there and how someone can just maybe walk in and get your services.
Sure. So we have a career center located at our store in Cornelia. There's 12 others across our 45 counties in North Georgia. And when you walk in, it's bright, there's computers everywhere, it's a hopeful place. And on your first visit, the first thing we're going to do is figure out what your visit is for. Are you looking for a little bit of extra help finding a job? Maybe you don't have a resume and you need one. Or maybe you have an interview coming up and you need some help with an interview skills, a mock interview. And we'll kind of triage you and figure out what it is that you need. And we'll get you set up on the computer and get you started with your resume building and your job search.
And now, am I correct on this, Summer, that you also teach some interviewing skills?
We sure do. You are correct. So if you come to Goodwill and either we help you get an interview or maybe you already have one planned and you're kind of stressed out about it, come on in and let us help you out, and we can set up mock interviews for you where we go over commonly asked questions and how to answer them and how not to answer them, and also things that you maybe do and don't want to do in an interview, how you should dress, how you want to address things like benefits or pay or vacation policies. So we'll walk you through all those things that you need to know before your interview so we can make sure that you're fully prepared and that you get the job that you're applying for.
And is all this free?
It is free. It's funded by those donations that you're dropping off at our store.
And so all they have to do is just walk in and request your help.
That's right. Just walk in. We'll help anyone, regardless of any situation that you're in, we can help you. We also have things in place where if you've got some barriers to employment, perhaps you have a criminal background, maybe you didn't finish school, or you just haven't worked in a long time, we can help you navigate those situations too to land you a job.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That is very good to know. Well, tell our audience this. When you go to the store, And this is the store that provides the services that fund this service that you all do. But what can a shopper expect? What can you expect to find there?
Well, shopping at Goodwill is an adventure, and you can find anything from household items to clothing to shoes, furniture, but what you can expect is a clean environment with treasures everywhere. And we get items every day, so those items are immediately processed and placed onto the sales floor. So if you shop on a Monday and you shop on a Thursday, you're basically shopping a completely different store. So it's fun and it's exciting, and you can find anything. I mean, I find everything from this entire outfit, these shoes, all of this is from Goodwill. Everything my kids wear, I have great household items, and our customers love shopping at Goodwill, and they love sharing what they found. So our Facebook page is a great way to see all the different treasures that our shoppers find, and all of those items are going back into the mission. So it's shopping that counts.
Well, also your donation centers make it so easy because when you drive up, someone comes out to meet you.
That's right. I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
Very easy.
When you drive up, someone comes out to meet you. They will unload your car for you, or at least help you unload your car. And let's talk too about that you can get a tax deduction.
That's right.
And tell our audience a little bit how you do that, because it's so easy.
It is. We try to make it as easy as possible, so I'm glad you find it easy. But when you visit our store or our donation center, that's right, you drive up, they come out and they help you unload your items, and then they provide you with a receipt, and you're able to go, on the receipt, there's a website that you can go to where you can actually track your donations. So if it's a one-time donation, you can just be aware of what you donated, or if you're a regular donator, which many people are, it helps you at tax time go through and figure all the things you donated and what those are worth for your tax deduction.
And when you go to that website, you print out your own receipt.
That's
and right. you just hang on to that receipt, turn it in at tax time.
Yep.
And it just makes it so easy.
It makes it very easy.
Well, now let's talk about the locations where you can donate. I know that here in Habersham County that you have a donation site at what I call the big store. You can drive up there, and that's where they come out and meet you and help you unload everything. But you also have a site in Clarksville.
We sure do. We actually have almost 60 donation sites around our territory. So no matter where you are, you're going to be able to find a Goodwill that will take your donation. So we always recommend that you visit our website, goodwillng.org. You can type in your zip code or your address, and it will show you all the Goodwills around you, whether it's a store or donation site, or if you're looking for a career center also.
So does every county around here have at least a donation center?
Not every county, but a lot of them do. And we always are looking at locations to make sure we're serving our customers as best as we can. And so more will be opening from year to year, but not every county, but a lot of counties, yes.
Well, Summer, our time is about up, but what message would you like to leave our audience with about Goodwill of North Georgia?
Well, Goodwill is so thankful for the support of this community. We couldn't do it without our very loyal shoppers and donors, so we thank everybody for shopping at Goodwill or donating to Goodwill, and for people who need a little extra help finding a job, we hope they'll visit our career center.
I hope they will too. And thank you for being on Chamber Chat.
Thank you.
And again, congratulations on being Member of the Month.
Thank you very much.
And best of luck to you and to Goodwill.
Thank you.
We're going to take another short commercial break and be right back. Please stay with us.
When you're out there in the bush, you got to adapt.
There's a lot of risks living out here.
I got to make it work.
Ooh. It's a never-ending battle, but it's the only battle I know.
Thank you for staying with us. And my last guest today is Caroline Black Llewellyn. And welcome. Welcome, Caroline.
Thank you.
And Caroline, I must tell our audience who you are because I'm proud of it. But you are the daughter of State Commissioner Gary Black, Commissioner of Agriculture.
Yes, ma'am. That is correct.
And you are also working at J. Moore Farms, so you are still very involved in agriculture.
Yes, ma'am. The apple or the peach doesn't fall far off the tree, if you can say that about just the roots in my family in agriculture, but I do all of our marketing and agritourism for the Eccles family at J. Moore Farms, and it's just such a fun family atmosphere, whether you're out on the farm or in the market shopping for peaches or ice cream or whatever tastes and flavors your family prefers. So lots of fun.
They have such a phenomenal operation down there. I go down there nearly every weekend. I live not too far from there.
Yes, ma'am.
And on Saturdays, it's very difficult to get a parking place.
It can be quite busy, and we have somewhere close to 90 acres of production in Habersham County. Was looking at some stats today, and we've harvested somewhere around 7,000 bushels of peaches on the farm in Habersham this year. So we're excited to see production grow here in Habersham County.
Well, let's talk about your peach crop this year.
Yes, ma'am.
Because back during the winter time, I remember seeing Drew from J. Moore Farms on TV and talking about it. It was during the freeze.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was on WSB TV or something anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
Because everybody was afraid that all the peaches had been frozen.
Sure.
But evidently they weren't.
Sure. So we have a miracle crop this summer. We really do. The Lord had His hand on the farm. Peaches, a little bit of background, peaches do have to have a certain number of chill hours. Ours have to have somewhere between 700 and 1,000 hours before that tree will even produce a bud. So fortunately this year, compared to Middle Georgia, at J. Moore we had the chill hours, but when the frost came in March, it certainly made us a little nervous because our peaches were in full bloom. But like I said, we were very, very fortunate. I know Mr. Jimmy Eccles, Drew's grandfather, who I think's been on Chamber Chat before.
Yes, he has.
Mr. Jimmy said in his lifetime he's never seen a crop like this, that we shouldn't have one. So very, very fortunate to have one. And we always try to celebrate our peach season with a peach festival in August, and it's the first Saturday of the month. So if families are able to join us, they'll be able to pick peaches out on the farm with guides.
So it's pick your own.
It is pick your own, and it's the only day of the year we do You Pick Peaches, but gives us a chance to celebrate with our families out on the farm and to provide other families a chance to have that experience.
Well, let's look at these beautiful peaches right here.
Yes.
Tell me what kind they are.
So these are Jersey Queen peaches.
Jersey
we just
Queen.
started picking those just a few days ago, and they'll be in season for just a handful of days. We grow 32 varieties of peaches at J. Moore. Typically start picking into May 1st to June through early mid-September. So if you come every couple of weeks, every time you visit in the summer, there's a new variety or multiple varieties for you to taste test and hopefully take a few home.
Well, these look wonderful. I cannot wait to bite into one.
I know, they're so juicy and a really good flavor.
But we were talking about J. Moore Farms is just a phenomenal place. But what makes it the sweet spot of North Georgia, literally?
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with the family. The farm started in 1912, and today generations 3, 4, and 5 of the Eccles family are running the show, from everything from planting peach trees to running a harvest crew, picking peaches and getting them to the market. And we do grow somewhere around 17 different types of crops, so it's not just peaches. And so just the family history and the way that they do business creates a special atmosphere. And visiting J. Moore compared to another farm that is an agritourism, we are a working farm, so when folks go on a hayride at J. Moore in the fall or in the springtime, it gives them a chance to see lots of varieties of things that are homegrown, Georgia grown, right here in the Hall Habersham area.
You're so right. He has so much besides peaches. Sometimes people think of J. Moore Farms and like it's just a peach farm.
Yes, ma'am.
But you have any and almost everything there that somebody might want. During the fall, you have a corn maze.
We do. So we're getting ready to open our 12th annual corn maze. The theme this fall is locomotives or choo-choo trains. So little kids will enjoy that, we hope, and come out with their families. But it's 12th annual maze. It opens September 9th. It runs every weekend through November the 5th. And during 3 weeks of October, we're open every day to try to catch folks on fall breaks as they're traveling and or looking for something to do in the community. If folks can't come and visit us because they're at Habersham Central on Friday night, hopefully they can come on a weekday and or on another weekend day. But we see lots of families and certainly appreciate folks in the community supporting the fun activities that we have for them at J. Moore.
But you all sell almost every vegetable that you can think of there.
We do.
And you sell some specialty items. You sell a lot of specialty items. And then tell our audience about your jams and jellies and gift baskets.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll mention one more thing. We do have the You Pick Pumpkin Patch at the Corn Maze. And there's all kinds of specialty pumpkins at the Pumpkin Patch in October as well. All types of jams and jellies. There's over 150 jarred products at the farm that you can choose from. We work with a co-packer in Clayton, just right up the road, that we can send products to them and they'll make it into jams and jellies for us, and we're able to sell them at J. Moore. But we also have a bakery on site at the farm, employ a couple of family members and other folks from the communities in the bakery, cooking and baking fried pies.
You make those fried apple pies right there on site.
We do. We do make all the pies. I believe there's 11 types of fried pies right now that you can get, and of course the homemade ice cream that Judah makes on a daily basis. In fact, the ladies were just chopping up peaches the other day to freeze so that we can have a homemade, homegrown peach ice cream year-round.
I think this community is just so blessed to have J. Moore Farms here.
Well,
and I know that you are a huge tourist attraction.
Yes, ma'am. We do.
I've been by there when there would be big buses there.
We do see lots of different tour groups and stuff throughout the year. One thing that we focus on in the fall, outside of just buses of folks coming to shop for apples, whether it be an apple season or pumpkins, and of course the fried pies, is we have a hands-on learning school field trip program where we do see almost all the elementary schools in Habersham County come every fall. In September they can pick apples, or in October that they can pick pumpkins while on the farm. And our field trips are correlate with the Georgia Performance Standards, so they're standard based. They help the schools and the teachers check off those standards that they need to teach their kindergarten, first, second graders. Third grade always comes. The third grade discovery program here in the elementary schools. We do an apple grafting field trip with those students just to give them that hands-on opportunity to see the STEM lessons they're learning in their classes and apply it right there on the farm, and then can go back and write about it. And experiential learning research shows that those students having that applied application on a field trip can help them really obtain what they're learning in their classrooms.
Right. And Caroline, that is so important, because so many children now think that if you ask them where the strawberries come from, they say the grocery store.
That's right.
And they don't know the background of the farming. And this is wonderful. Caroline, I wish we could talk longer. I wish we could talk all day because you have enough information. But best of luck to J. Moore, and thank you for being on. And I always end with a quote.
Yes, ma'am.
And my quote today is inspired by, and you'll remember this person, Stephen Jobs. And I like to call Stephen Jobs the late, great Stephen Jobs, who died way too young. But it is inspired by all the people who support the Chamber of Commerce and all the businesses such as J. Moore's in Habersham County or anywhere. And it says, great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. Thank you for joining us today, and I'll see you next time.